Hey, everybody, welcome back. This is another amazing show. This is the Real Estate Marketing Roundtable. I have Mr. Nick Sakis. I have Mr. Brad McDaniel from Likely.ai. You motherfuckers are in for a fucking adventure on this one. I can guarantee you on this. We have been talking about some incredible stuff that we're going to show to you guys on this show. So what you have to do right now, stay here. Do not move. Do not move, motherfuckers. I want you to take a pen and a piece of paper out because there's going to be some knowledge bomb being dropped on you right now. Nick, I'm going to come back to you in 1 second. But before we get there, here's our countdown. All right, so I got to say something really quickly before we actually get into the show. I text Nick yesterday, believing that yesterday was today. It was a Tuesday. Today is a Wednesday. And I'm like, all right, Nick, Gene, and Jake, are you guys ready to do the marketing roundtable? And Nick hits me back, yeah, bro, I'm totally in. Tomorrow, all caps. And I'm like,
tomorrow, November 30th, 2022. What?
I was like, son of a biscuit cake. Gosh damn it. But I'm really
you were
glad.
So excited for the show. You just couldn't wait. That's what happened.
I really was excited for the show. I mean, I'd planned my day around it, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, dang it. Okay, fine. We'll do it tomorrow, but I'm glad we're doing it tomorrow. We have one of my favorite people on God's green earth. This is my brother, my little brother, Brad McDaniel. He's the founder and CEO of Likely.ai. You guys have heard of him before. You've heard him on the show before. You've heard me talk about his product before, but today, Nick and I are going to tear them apart in a very good way. We're going to go down on several different questions. You know, how to get more from your database. You know, what if you don't have a database? How to do less with more with your database with phones, emails, social media, and a lot more on that extended topic there. And then how to get, involved with direct mail, social media, and a myriad of other different opportunities here where you guys don't have to go out there and do hard cold calls like I do. I mean, you guys all know that I do cold calls. I'm almost 700,000 cold calls at this point. You don't have to do that anymore. You don't have to do it. And we're going to learn from Brad about kind of what his system is doing to make your life easier in 2023. Before that, I have an incredibly sexy man on this show right now. His name is Mr. Nick Sakis. Nick, how are you?
I was just wondering. I was looking around to see what you were talking about.
Wait, where is he? Where is he?
I didn't know if my door was open or something. I'm doing good, man. Thanksgiving treated me pretty well. I did, for the first time ever, I spatchcocked my turkey. I'm very excited about it. I think it's a fun word to say. Not only is it a fun word to say, but it was a delicious way to eat said turkey. So one of my best turkeys to date. You basically you tear the spine out of the turkey like a Neanderthal, and then you lay it flat on the grill. You break its collarbone, you lay it down flat, and it just cooks way more evenly. It cooks faster. It just ended up being great. If you have some time, Google spatchcocking. Hopefully you'll find some fun videos.
Don't miss about it,
Spatchcocking.com. Brought to you by Nick Sakis. All right. Dirty, dirty, dirty. I love how we market here. So you did that, and the turkey came out nice and moist and juicy and good.
Came out amazing. We have a competition in our house. My wife cooks a traditional turkey in the oven with like all the traditional, carrots and crap stuffing. And then I cook usually some sort of variation of a grilled Cajun style, different style blend of seasoning on the grill. And we always have a competition. I've won every single year. It's hands down. This year, it was like people were stealing before the turkey was even like done. People were already stealing pieces as I was cutting it. It was ridiculous.
But we're not going to tell your wife that because your girlfriend, because she always wins, right? She wins, right?
Don't worry. There's very few things in this world that I can be right about, and that's one of them.
Well, spoken like a true married man. I love that. Speaking of married men, let's get over to Mr. Brad McDaniel, the founder and CEO of Likely.ai. Brad, welcome to the show again. Brother, how are you, man?
I'm doing well. Thanks, man. It's great to be back on your show. Love talking with you about all the stuff that's kind of happened in the market and as it continues to adjust. And, as we keep trying to put out products that address those needs, especially as the market shifts and people are trying to do more with less. Some good news, right? That mortgage rates are coming down and that, purchase applications are up 2 weeks in a row. Like there's some good signs that I think the Fed's doing, finally going to stop beating everybody up as much with their rate hikes. So, I'm excited that this positions the industry to do really well. It softened some prices, got people back to earth, and it does do something different though in a kind of a skill-based market from where we were before, right?
So let's walk through that a little bit. How to get more from your database. We all have a database, and we're going to get into that. Like, where if you don't have a database, if you're getting into the business for the first time, and goes, "Oh my God, I don't know where the fuck to get a phone number." There's a lot of resources, and that's my fourth question for you. So we're getting into that in a minute. So everybody who's going to be listening to my voice right now, pay attention, listen, do not go away. Brad's going to break it down for you how to get there. But Brad, and then back to Nick, how do you get more from your database? Brad first.
I think the first thing you need to do is treat your database like it's an asset. And what does that mean? It means you actually have to tend it. And for realtors, I think, and the lenders and mortgage originators and whatnot, we might have a bunch of contacts, like a first and last name and an email or phone number, but does that really make up a database? So in real estate, you're selling the asset of the property. So the first thing I would say is find a way to associate the actual asset that you could sell for that contact to that contact.
Break that down a little bit, because a lot of the folks don't understand what that means, including me, by the way. So you have an asset you're going to sell a contact to, right? Or contact you're going to sell an asset to.
So Greg, you might be in someone's databases. Greg McDaniel at isuck@gmail.com, right?
Yeah, it's my favorite email. Thank you very much. How'd you know my email? That's amazing.
I gotcha. But that's all they might know about you, where you came from, and that you came in as a lead, a gazillion years ago from Zillow. And so what do you do with that? You don't even know if they own the property, if they live in a property, or they're a tenant, whatnot. And so first, find a property that Greg lives in. Use that bit of information you have and expand on it, right? That's how you get more intelligent. Once you have that intelligence, then you can take actions that drive those value creation conversations. If you don't, then you're going to be constantly, cold emailing everybody, and they're going to unsubscribe, and you're going to be like, "Oh, every lead ever bought anywhere sucks," because you can't actually speak to your database in the way that they want to listen.
So when you say the way they want to listen, what does that really look like? Because a lot of us, when we say it out there, we want to hear ourselves talk. We'd love to hear our own opinions on things. But when it says, when you're talking about what they want to hear, what do they want to hear?
Well, let's say that their value of their home just went down by $50,000, right? They probably don't know that. That would be really interesting to know. Like, they see the market's coming down, but how much? What does that mean to me? Put context around your communication so it resonates. People will open it. People will engage with you and your local expert. That's hard to do at scale. It really is. You can do things like take your spreadsheet of contacts and load it into a skip tracer, and the skip tracer gives back addresses, and then you go take that and try to.
But what's a skip tracer?
Skip tracer is where you take little bits of information, like a name and an email, name and a phone number or whatnot. And they try to find online, where someone's filled out, this is my property, and it's associated with that, and you're legally able to get it. And I mean, there's companies that just do that and so you can get, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But once you have that, then you can say, okay, now I know where Greg lives, right? Let's find out if he owns a home. Let's find out, what his value is. How much has his value changed? Is he distressed? You can spend a lot of time and go through manually and try to figure out some of these things, which I don't think most people want to do. It's a time brutal activity that is like begging for a tech solution to make it simple to use, clean up your database, and then allow you to take action as things change on almost real time. So that way you can speak to your database the way that they want to listen. Just like everyone likes to buy, but no one likes to be sold.
Copy that. Yeah, 100%. I really like that, actually. I mean, it's an old adage, but it is very, very, very true. How would you find somebody? I use a site called truepeoplesearch.com to do reverse searches on phone numbers, addresses. And I've told the story multiple times on the podcast. When I first started dating my girlfriend, it's been 4 years now, and I didn't know anything about her. I tried to figure out more about her. So I went to truepeoplesearch.com. I put her on her phone number, and it popped up a photo of her house, her email, her phone number, all of her relatives, her friends, everything else. I'm like, this is the stalker's best wet dream on earth. This is phenomenal. Is that something that you use, or do you use a different system to utilize your database on a higher level?
We evaluated 6 of the top platforms like that. The dirty little secret is a lot of them are rebranded, and it's all coming from the same source. So trying to find the guy behind the guy, like we kept kind of playing that domino game until we found the 2 guys that we felt, 2 guys being 2 different companies, that populate most of those different search portals, reverse lookups and whatnot. And then we evaluated them against each other. We hired an ISA for 2 months, and we split the state of Florida in half. We said, okay, call and text that half, and then call and text this half. And we wanted to validate that it's called the same name test. So they call, hey, is this Greg McDaniel? Who the hell are you? Go away. This isn't Greg. That's the same name test. Like, we wanted to get same name test, and then that the phone numbers were valid. So yes, the phone went through, and then if it did, hey, is this Greg McDaniel? Yes or no. And after that, we used the winner, and we've implemented into our platform.
I think we lost Greg.
I think so.
So I think so. Here's I'll put you on the spot too. Going back to like what Greg just said, as far as taking the time to put into looking up one individual person at one time.
Yeah.
So that seems like a good idea, right? But if you took the amount of time and multiplied that by 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 people, that's a lot of fucking work to do.
A lot of work.
And so what you guys have created is the ability for you to take all those hours of time that it would take to individually research and put all that data into one place, so you can log into one system and then say, oh, I should contact these 3 people today.
Yes. We haven't started talking about what we built, but yeah. I love that what we do, Nick. And yeah, that's what we built, is we wanted to take all of this work. Like, there's so much friction involved in actually getting results from your database that, I mean, I was a realtor right out of college. I remember, like, first time I started looking at spreadsheets, I was like, God, this sucks. Like, really, like, I mean, what is this? And, I kind of leaned into that data as a new currency, and how can I leverage it for the industry, and then kind of went down a geek hole basically to build tech products. But I mean, really what we end up seeing is we kind of bifurcate agents and lenders and clients into 2 buckets. One that has been in the business for a while or has a big database that they probably haven't maintained. It's in multiple locations, and for them it's, how do I clean up the people that I already have captured in my own pond in some way? Organize it, dedupe it, clean it, and so I can actually start taking, have good marketing actions towards them. And the second cohort is someone that maybe has been in the business as well, or they're new to the business, but they've never really used anything for a database, or they have their phone and their email, but they don't have what they would technically think is as a database. And I've got a couple of tips and tricks that people can do that don't benefit me, but I think can benefit them, as far as if I don't have a database, what they could do to start to build one. And you can go get a trial account at Follow Up Boss or a dozen other companies, or build it using Google Sheets. I mean, guys, there's really simple ways to do this. Do you want me to share 2 tricks?
Yes.
Kind of do this?
Yes, I do.
Share my screen, and I can talk through it too. But how do I share my screen?
Present. Bottom.
Here we go. Okay, I got it right here. Okay, so the first one.
Hold on. Now, walk everybody through on an audible level of what exactly we're looking at here right now.
Yep. So this is if you have, you think that all of your contacts are on your phone, right? And how do I get them out of my phone so I can use them more efficiently? If you don't already have a CRM that does it, there's a free app that we use, no affiliation, excuse me, that I've used to test. It's Cub. It's Export Contacts at Cub, COVVE. Go download that free app, and it's literally a one-button app. You push the button, and it exports all the contacts on your iPhone as an Excel spreadsheet.
Really?
It's like a little magic trick. Like that's
awesome.
So do that, and now you've got all the contacts in your phone. You're going to find, like I did, I had like 2,000 contacts. I think I had like 42 that had an address with them. Like, of course, because who's going to sit there and type out an address onto every single one of your contacts, right, in your phone? So that's a great way to first get them out of your phone. The second thing would be maybe you don't know have a lot of contacts in your phone, or you do most of your stuff in Google. Well, in Google, they have, Google Contacts. It's usually up in the corner. You click in the upper right, you can click on the apps, and there's a contacts area. You click that. And even if you haven't made everyone, that you have to say, click, yeah, their contact. You don't have to do that. You simply have to do this. On the left side bar, you scroll down, and it says other contacts.
Mm-hmm.
You click that, and now that will give you literally everyone that you've ever done anything with. And you select the first person, and then you come up and you select.
Well, you come up to the box with the little dash on it, and it says all, or the down arrow next to it. Is that correct?
Yep. And then you click all. And now what you've just done is you've just selected everyone you've ever communicated with in email and Gmail, right? And then
fucking for real?
Yep. And then you just hit export. And now you've got a CSV of anyone you've ever sent an email to or received an email from. You've now got everyone from your phone and your email ready to go. Those are two simple tricks that are kind of little pearls here, where you get everything out of what?
Mic drop.
Yeah, I just got a business hard on. I'm sorry.
Well, guys, more with less doesn't mean less. It means more. Right? You just have to know the little tricks to get things out of things you already use today. And now once you have that data, what do you do with it? That's going to be always the next question. And I know that, Nick, you're an expert in marketing. What would you do?
I would upload everything into Likely.ai. No, so like if we talk about things being hard, right? So traditionally, spatchcocking. I'm gonna have to make a marketing video soon and just sprinkle in spatchcocking in there.
Absolutely.
So be on the lookout for a VSL, a video sales letter, coming with spatchcocking. Anyway, traditionally speaking, if we were going to build a responsive list, you would do this as a foundational part, right? You'd upload everybody into a list of some kind, export everybody from your phone, emails, all that, put it into like a follow-up boss. And then you would do what's called audience segmentation. So you would start sending out content, see who clicks on that content, and then you would send out different content to people depending on what they clicked on. Audience segmentation. It is a very advanced, and very few people actually do this style of marketing, where only what they receive depends on what they've clicked previously. It's a little bit confusing. It's a lot of bit confusing. And it's a lot of marketing. It's a lot of brain power, thought process involved, much more than just setting somebody up on an IDX feed and having them go their separate ways.
Mm-hmm.
That's the traditional, most advanced way to do a database, which was audience segmentation. Fast forward to 2022, like with what Brad has, you can now upload everybody into that list. You eliminate all the complex stuff of audience segmentation, because Brad's software does all of that by basically collecting all the information of what these people are doing. And then he just says, hey, here's the people that you need to talk to. So for me as a marketer, whether I'm spending money on Facebook ads, whether I'm calling people in my database, like, we all know that we should be doing prospecting, lead generation, dollar productive activities every single day. So you can either do it the hard way of contacting everybody you know and hoping somebody falls out of the sky, or you can do it the easy way and let Brad's data tell you just call these 25 people, because we know statistically these 25 are most likely to do something, and these 25 are most likely to be receptive to the message that you are going to give them, which is the hardest part of real estate at all. Like, the reason why real estate YouTube channels, we've talked about this forever, short form content, getting out in your marketplace, being the mayor of your town, interviewing local like all of that is because nobody wants to hear about their fucking house details unless they're ready to do something, which is 1% of the market.
Yep.
So if you're spending 99% of your activity marketing to the other 99%, hoping that the 1% falls in your lap, why not just get a competitive advantage and know who the 1% is and spend 99% of your time focusing on the 1%?
You know what? That's 100% obvious, but it's so obvious it's not obvious. It's kind of one of those things. When it's right in front of your face, you don't see it. But if you're looking for something else, you're looking, down the road 1,000 miles, you're going to find something else that you're going to want to spend your time on.
So we're frantic right now. Everybody's frantic. Everybody's.
Hey, what? Everybody's frantic. I'm frantic. Fuck, dude. I mean, I'll tell you one thing. I don't have my notepad next to me right now, but I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning the other day, freaking the fuck out in a cold sweat. This is no joke. Like, my sheets were soaked in sweat because I was freaking out about 2023 and where I'm going to get my business, how I'm going to lead generate, what I'm going to do, how I'm going to reinvent myself, the whole thing. And I sat there from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m., 3 hours just stewing on my own shit. No pun intended. But in regards to really diving deep on this stuff, once you figure out like an asset like this Export COVVE, Brad, how do you say it again?
It's Export Contacts by the company's name is COVVE. Just search that and I'm sure they have an Apple. I'm sure they have in Google Play, Marketplace, but it's in the Apple. I can't speak.
It's okay. it's a McDaniel
App Store. It's in there. It's a free app.
So put that link in the comments for everybody so they can have that there. But I mean, imagine the opportunity. I have 25,000 contacts in my phone right now. This comes from email and phone numbers and everything else. Imagine being able to pin this information at a zero cost basis for you guys in 2023. You don't have to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning like I've done and identify exactly where I want to go and how I'm going to do it. Now I have my own plan, but I want you guys to go out there and find your own plan as well. And this is an amazing, Nick, you said it earlier, mic drop. That was a mic drop moment in this entire show. That was really cool content. Both of you guys, any other additional comments on these two different topics? I want to jump into our third segment here really quickly as soon as you guys are ready. Brad or Nick, any other thoughts?
Yeah, so when we were talking about people freaking out, and I talked about this pre-show, all the Facebook groups that I'm in, there's dozens of realtors posting, hey, I've been with this company, this lead generation company for years. What's an alternative that's cheaper, right? What's an alternative that's cheaper? I need to scale back. I got all these monthly expenses. I know that there's a downturn. What's your alternative, right? So in this time, 2023, there's a lot of mind frame. You get mind fucked. Business is slowing down, so you immediately think I got to cut expenses. There's two different mind frames. I got to cut expenses and I got to hunker down, or I'm going to double down my efforts and be dominant when everybody else is pulling in their head in their shell like a turtle, right? Mm-hmm. So if those are the two paths, we want to double down. So what are we doubling down on? If you want to double down on marketing, fine. I can show you how to do that. If you want to up your paid marketing game, it's there, right? We have the blueprint. We have the plan. We can show you how to do that. If you want to double down your efforts and just be smarter about how you obtain new sales, that's where Brad comes in. That's where this process comes in. That's where, okay, Nick, I've heard about it. I've listened to 58 of your shows over the past 2 years. You've been talking about database forever. I'm finally ready to listen. What do I need to do? This is what the fuck you need to do. You need to replay this show. You need to watch what Brad just said. Whether you buy his service or not, that's the first step, no matter what. Unless you're going to pay a guy like me or a company like me to build your brand and help you run social media advertising or paid advertising and get you out in front of more people, unless you're going to pay another media company or a videographer to follow you around and create a ton of content that's not going to pay off for you for another 18 months, this is the only path you have if you want to stay in business. You have to get really good at marketing to your database unless you're going to do the other thing. So those are the two paths. Do you have a lot of money because you've made a lot of money and you want to invest in your brand and build a brand? Cool. That's one path. If you don't have that and you're scared, the only thing you can do is really get smart about database marketing and hug the people that already know, like, and trust you, and squeeze as much juice out of that list as possible.
Okay, squeezing juice out of a list. How would you do that?
Find the people who are most likely to sell, and go have, like, it's stupid simple. I don't want to take away from Brad because I know he's got more to talk about, and put a spoiler on this. And I guess maybe I'm a little biased because I've been around Brad and his products and have seen them work for years, and iterations of the product to get better and better and better up until this point right now, where there's nothing better out there, especially for the cost, which is very minimal in comparison to the amount of time you would have to spend on your own to make this same thing happen. So to me, take the freebie from Brad as to downloading that list, but you have to get in this refresh engine and make this happen, and just figure out who in the fuck you need to talk to and really talk to those people.
Yeah.
Stop by their house with a gift out of the blue, right? Like it's imperative, because it's just that good.
You know, it really is. And by the way, Brad, I'm going to tout your system here. And this is not a sales pitch, ladies and gentlemen. I own, Brad. How much of the company of yours do I own?
You own negative stock, buddy.
See, exactly. I don't own shit on a Shinola day. The reason why I say this is the fact that I was the beta tester for his first refresh. He's like, hey, Greg, I want to do a refresh on a database. I'm like, whatever, motherfucker. Fine. Let's go. So I gave him my database. Again, ladies and gentlemen, he does not need my data. He has 3,000 to 5,000 data points on every single human being on the entire U.S., if not more. So my data really doesn't mean shit to him. So I gave him my database, and it came back, and I was astonished to the fact on the top 10 people on this list. One of them was my parents' next door neighbor. So I reached out to my parents, and I'm like, hey, mom, dad, do you talk to these folks? Because they're high likely of selling, which, by the way, they did. Another one is a past client. And the kicker was this one. It was my best friend's parents' house that was on the list. And my best friend, his name's Lonnie. He's a Hawaiian guy, and I call him Lawn Dog. So I call Lawn Dog up. I'm like, yo, Lawn Dog, what up, homeboy? Hey, I got a quick question for you, homie. Are your parents thinking about selling their home? And there was like this pregnant pause right there. It was like, yes. How did you know this? I'm like, I'm a real estate guru god. Of course I know this. Of course, laughing myself all the way to the bank on that one. And he said, yeah, my parents are thinking about selling. I'm like, oh my God, that's so incredible. Why no call? Long story short on that one, there's a lot of family issues there, but the algorithm worked, right? And I was able to identify people who were likely to sell and just picking up the phone call, and they were very receptive to that. So I would highly recommend, Brad, type into the chat really quickly where people can see it. They go to likely.ai /refresh, and they can refresh all of their databases right there at a zero cost basis. And then you will append, forgive me if I'm overstepping, you will append additional contact information for them if applicable. Is that correct?
So that's one of the things that's changing with our launch of the refresh engine, which Nick alluded to. Our database refresh was our first product, which is exactly as you stated. Go drop it in, you get a report if you like it, and it has a lot of likely sellers. You export it and you get all the data associated with it, right? A lot of success with that, but we also got a lot of feedback as far as for can it also. The refresh engine is the evolution of it, where now when you bring your database and drop it in, we're going to monitor it on an ongoing basis. We're going to find addresses for any of your contacts that don't have addresses. We're going to give you ownership history, all the additional phone numbers and emails that are and when they were associated with that contact. So you have this like detailed picture of who this person is, where you think they live, where we found that they currently are, information about that property, the site property, and then we use our, kind of our bread and butter, which is our AI models to score how likely they are to sell, how likely they are distressed. And then you can take actions. Now, because
hold on. Wait, so you're doing distressed properties as well?
We do have a distress model running right now. I would say that we're going to have a much better version of it coming soon. Where it's because we believe that the market, there's going to be some opportunity for investors probably in the next 9 months as
big time.
Big
time
already.
Yeah, think about it, right? But it's not like the traditional investor, right? You have to be a cash-heavy investor. You have to be someone that's maybe a fund, or maybe you're originating for funds, because the interest rates being as high as they are, the traditional buyer might not be able to take action as fast as they would want.
True.
Right. So there's an opportunity for the originators of those deals.
So I have an investor right now that's looking to buy properties in a couple of different states. They're willing to pay 90 cents on the dollar. So, I mean, if I can funnel feed them back taxes or deficiencies or some sort of issue in regards to that property, your system would be the one, because they're going to identify the most likely people to sell. Plus, there's an issue behind that. Is that correct?
That is correct. And like I said, we're right now enhancing that model with what we see the market transitioning to. So right now they do get scored for distress. The likely seller probability score is by far the best. And the distress score is improving soon. Just want to be totally transparent there. But like the thing about this, Greg, is for you to actually be able to talk to these people at the right time is you have to then monitor all the data behind them, everything that changes in all of the public docs, going on with the demographics, the financial situation, and then score it all. Now, that's a really big task at scale. And the refresh engine, true to its name, is it's an engine that's going to power behind whatever marketing platform or CRM you use. You basically plug that in, put all your contacts in it, and we monitor all your contacts. We update them all, we refresh them, make sure they have the right contact information, the right addresses. Then we score them, and then you can set automation. So every time that a new property becomes distressed, in your case, Greg, or whenever that maybe the assessed asset value is this much higher than the land value, or below than the land value, or this percentage of the land value, because then you can scrape the property and you've got a great piece of dirt. Or if it goes in and out of a trust, or if the ABM goes up by this much or down by that much, send that person back to my CRM with this tag. And it happens like that kicks off your automation campaign, right? So it could be a text message, it could be starting an email drip campaign, it could be whatever you want it to be. So that way you basically come in, you set up your platform with the refresh engine. We then do all of the normalization, updating, refreshing, and then we start scoring, and then we start monitoring your contacts and allow you to not even have to do anything ever again once you set it up. It just happens. And all of a sudden your contacts start showing up with tags in them inside your CRM that kick off the campaign, that when it sees this tag, start this. That's as simple as it gets. And you don't have to ever log in and do anything geeky again. Just keep adding people to your contact database, and we'll keep monitoring more and more for you.
A lot of the folks who are listening to my voice right now may not understand or remember 2008. And I know Nick does. And I know Brad does. And it was a dumpster fire shit show of real estate. And a lot of us, we got stuck in a pigeonhole, in a rut of just doing buy and sell retail, right? We never looked at the opportunities where there are folks out there right now, ladies and gentlemen, that need, not want, they need your assistance in regards to helping them facilitate a sale or a liquidation of an asset, because they physically and financially cannot hold on to it, and you can help them with that. This is an amazing opportunity. By the way, Brad, I did not know everything that you're putting together over there. Thank you for holding out on me. I really appreciate that, brother. Love. All right, peace out, Ninja.
Hey, man, we're working so hard, I don't communicate enough, so I apologize. But
no, he does
not.
not.
Link to a little video that we made. It's like a 2-minute little overview, so it doesn't suck your brain out, and it tries to highlight all the things I just said.
But what I'm saying is this is, and Nick, I want you to give your opinion on this as well. This right here is the opportunity we didn't have in 2008 when the major hedge funds came in with billions of dollars and bought up everything that was in distress. Now you can go out there and look at the properties that are in distress, and you can say, "Oh my gosh, Bob and Sue, Phil and Rebecca, whoever, wherever, I understand that you may have an issue, on blah 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 yakety schmack. How can I bring value to your life?" And you start a conversation with them, re-engage with them on something that's pertinent to them. Now, I went through bankruptcy and foreclosure back before 2000, but around 2008. I got to tell you one thing. It was fucking horrific. I went down to $35 down to my name. I couldn't find a pot to piss in. I had nobody and anybody that could help me. I had to either sink or swim. I was not going to be a greeter at Walmart. All right. So I decided to fight for my living.
Costco, I love you.
Welcome to Costco. I love you. Here's the pizza. But I mean, though, here's the point. With this ability to know what people are going through prior to them going through it and being an adversary for them, adversary is not the right word, an advocate. An adversary, I'm like, that's your enemy. That's not the right word. Advocate for them and help them through this. That's a powerful thing. Nick, how would you put this into play in your marketing and real estate business?
So I think if I was just to hear one thing from everything that Brad just said, it's live monitoring of database people that already know, like, and trust you. Like the concept of live monitoring is wild in and of itself. But I gave this analogy last time we had a conversation with Brad on this show about like the evolution of your car, right? So like you're driving down the road and you don't know necessarily in your mind when your oil needs to be changed or what body control module needs to be swapped out if you have an engine light. Like all that stuff is way beyond our grasp. We're not mechanics by nature. We don't know all the ins and outs of how the car functions. There's 5,000 parts in a car that can go bad. We don't know any of that shit. All we know is that when the dashboard light comes on, we take it somewhere and we get it handled. Mm-hmm. And so what Brad's doing and integrating into the CRMs, Follow Up Boss being one of them. If you haven't heard about Follow Up Boss, you probably shouldn't be in the industry anymore because they're one of the biggest CRMs in the country. Being able to be the dashboard light for your CRM so that you can work smarter. Because here's the issue, right? The issue is this is happening whether you like it or not. Same thing like we've talked about video forever. Like video has happened whether you like it or not. You're in a spot right now. If you haven't started video, you know that you're too late. You can always start, but you know that you missed the initial wave. Are you going to miss this initial wave? Are you going to be the only person in your office, the only person with a Follow Up Boss account or whatever to not implement this strategy that everybody else around you is going to implement sooner or later? This isn't an ideology that maybe it'll work and catch fire. This is something that's only getting better over time. And it's something that right now in the space that we're in, a la almost 2008, market crash, correction, people freaking out. What do I need to look at my bottom line to remove items of monthly things that I'm spending money on? This needs to be, if you were thinking about it on the bottom of your list, this needs to go up to the very top of your list as a must, absolute necessity. Cannot do anything without this. It's so inexpensive. And again, like Greg said, he's not getting paid. I'm not getting paid. Like legitimately, this is just a better way to do business in 2023. And that's why we have Brad on, because we believe in it, because we've seen it. Like I've seen it. I've seen it with my customers. Like, so yeah, marketing is complex. Marketing is very, it seems like it's an easy thing to do. Like, oh, let's turn on some Facebook ads and get some lead generation going. But it's way more complicated than that. Marketing is not going to pay off as fast. And I consider myself a professional marketer. I get paid to help people with their brand. I get paid to help people launch advertising campaigns. People come to me when they need help with advertising. And I can tell you that advertising will not work as fast as you uploading a list into Brad's company and him telling you call these 5 people. Like fastest path to money is Likely.ai with people that you already know, because you don't have to convince these people that you're the man or woman. They already know you. So you eliminate the cold audience, the warming up, the idea that you need video to get people to know, like, and trust you. All that shit's out the window because you knew this person 5 years ago in some form or fashion, right?
Nick, I got an email this morning from Cody Gibson, who's also a client of ours, and he's got offices, 47 offices, 147, excuse me. It was from someone that works with him. And the email basically said, hey, I tried likely, Cody, how do I get in touch with Brad? Because I got a database refresh report, and on there, one of the top 3 was an old friend of mine that I hadn't talked to in the last 5 years. I called him and I listed his house 3 weeks later. He's like, that was freaking awesome. How do I build this into more of the content that I talk about as well? Because like that, they knew me. I didn't have to know, like, and trust and build the relationship. It was just someone that I've worked with, played sports with, whatever it is that you love to do is your passions. Somehow they were entwined in my life.
Because the paid advertising alternative to this is a minimum. So let's say this. You want to run ads. You come to me, you say, hey, Nick, the idea that you would run into somebody at the grocery store, or like say you go to church every week, that person who was also in your database that you would be marketing videos to, that they would see you constantly over and over and over again for weeks at a time, that you would see at Sunday coffee at church, and they would go, we were thinking about selling a house and I see your videos all the time. I wanted to come up and talk to you. Like that same person that you spent $1,500, $1,800, $2,000 to acquire via marketing can be had for like $60 with Brad's data. And the timeline is a week because it's been identified. Right. So I'm not like, both things work. I'm really good at marketing. I'm really good at advertising. I can get those people to raise their hand, but I can't get those people to raise their hand through a list like I can through Brad and just uploading it in there and saying, hey, I should call this person.
And Nick, I also think people that have big databases, when they want to use marketing, right, to their database, right? And if you have a really small cohort, like, texting people, right? You don't have to have permission to call them. Like, you knew these people, right? It's, all those like FCC regulations. I'm going to get a $10,000 fine for this or that. Like, you don't have to worry about any of that. Like, these people, they're acquainted with you. Thus they're in your database or in your phone, even better, or in your email because you've been emailing them about stuff. Like, these are people that will allow you to talk to them. So just don't blast everybody, because otherwise people at 1-2% of people care to talk to you each quarter and want to sell, and sellers become buyers, not buyers become sellers. Sellers become buyers, right? Like, start there with, hey, are you looking to make a move?
Yeah.
And let it take from there. And we've got some great things like a texting playbook. We've taken the last couple of years, what does everyone do, clients? How do you guys text these people? What type of stats do you get? What do you recommend from campaigns? Put it all into a simple playbook that we'll make sure that Greg has a link to. And you come over and get it, guys. We'll give it to you for free. Okay. The value of it's probably well north $200, but because of the family love here, Greg, trying to give it back, buddy.
Yeah.
Big homies for free. Like honestly, if you take nothing else out of this, go export your contact list from your CRM, from your email, from your phone, and then start texting people. If you don't know who to text, we have a solution that can help you. And then Greg can give you a link to that. I can give you as a demo, and there's a video in here. I don't want to sell. I'm trying to help the industry.
Yeah.
I know that we're coming into a crunch, and that there are people that are going to be like, what do I do? And so they
people are already starting to freak out about that because of the fact that, like, traditional stuff sometimes is not working. I'm on calls and webinars every morning with people talking about what they're going to be doing. Nobody's talking about some out of the box stuff like you're doing right now. Like, go to, like that AEI, / refresh, get an idea of kind of who's there, get all that information and pinned down to it, reach out to them, use the resource that you talked about, export the COVVE app, and really take all the contacts with all their email addresses, start an email campaign, talk to Nick Sakis, get his information, get his information to utilize his services, Let these two gentlemen go to work for you, guys and gals. Look, it's not that motherfucking simple. It's not that hard. It's very simple. It's not that hard. Just go out and start communicating with people. Brad dropped a major nugget in regards to how to get databases out of thin air from the people who already know, like, and trust you. So stop messing around. Get into a business mode. Sit down, write out. I don't care if it's like 2 lines or 1 page or 1,000 pages. I don't give a fuck how you operate. But just sit down and write down whatever makes sense for you, for your business in 2023, for you, your family, your future, your dog, your goldfish, your pet seal. I don't give a shit. Just get out there and start writing stuff down. Because when you do that, then comes clarity. Once clarity sets in, now you can execute on a clear, defined mission. Navy SEALs do not go in there going like, well, I don't know who the fuck I'm going to shoot today, but I'm sure shit I'm going to shoot somebody who walks. Oh, wait, boom. Ah, shit, wrong person. Not the right way to go about it. They
prioritize and execute. And what we're going to have to do is prioritize who you execute.
Exactly.
That's as simple as it. It's a force multiplier. And I would like to make your group, Greg, a special offer. Okay.
All right. Knock yourself out, kitten.
Okay. So what we're looking for is early adopters. We are launching the Refresh engine. It's the new badass, cool thing that we've been talking about. I want to give it away for 2 months for free.
Ooh.
All I'm asking is you cover my skip trace expenses. So for $59, that covers up to 1,000 contacts. Okay. You get all of everything we talked about. All you're doing is covering my expense. That's the expense I have to have go forward. But I'm saying, hey, just help me cover that, so I'm not out of pocket to give it away. And then we'll give you all the intelligence for free.
Dude, I gotta tell you, dude, Nick, I haven't even told you about this. Brad did that for me. He analyzed my database. He came back with a spreadsheet so chock full of content. I've had to come back to him a couple of times going like, bro, I really don't know what to do with all this content. Like, what do I do with this? He's like, it's really simple. Click here, click there, click that, click this, and you're out and running. And I'm like, oh, that was simple. But the content, guys, for that cost to get that information is unheard of. And by the way, go out there and try to shop that price, shop what he has to do, what he's doing for the industry. See if you can find a better deal. If you can, God bless you. Go with God, my young child. But if not,
guys, I guarantee you, any skip tracer is going to charge you 8, 10 plus cents per match. It goes up to 15 cents, 8 cents if you're going to be putting in thousands. If you're only doing like a couple hundred, they're going to charge you 15 to 30 cents a match. So like $60 literally covers our expense. And then we're going to give you the rest of the platform free. But we're looking for early adopters, because when you launch a new platform, like we've taken all these best practices, a brand new tech stack from the ground up, there was going to be little things that aren't perfect. And what we're looking for is the group of real estate professionals that say, shit, I want to be the first ones to try everything. I want to have my fingerprints on a product that's going to take over the market. Like, we've been in business for 4 years. Like, we know this works. Now we're just launching a new iteration of it. So we want to give it to you for 2 months. Like, give us your feedback. Just cover our expenses on the skip trace side of it, and the platform is yours. And after that, you get the benefit of having a lower per monthly rate for much larger member contacts. You can go look at the links I think Nick was sharing there. But basically, guys, we want those people that think differently, that walk differently, that adopt things, that move before everyone else. Like, those people are the ones that move this industry right now. And there's a ton of money that's been spent on it right now. We're looking for the people that don't want to spend or can't spend or won't spend a ton of money, but need to be in business because they have a family, because they have kids, because they're worried about the market. Like, this is priced at a place it allows for those people not to survive, but to thrive.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Brad, you have three beautiful young little babies in your household, which I know that you work extremely hard to provide for them, and your beautiful wife. And so I know a lot of folks are out there doing the same exact thing. Nick, can you read across really quickly the 2 different links you put up there? The first one up on the screen right now. So everybody who's listening, not watching, what does that say?
So I think the offer that Brad just gave us was the pre-launch offer, right, Brad?
Yes, sir.
So go to likely.ai/refresh/pre-launch. That's the main URL. It's in the comment section of this Facebook Live. If you are watching this on Facebook Live, if you're listening to this on our podcast, then go to Facebook Live and click the link, or go to likely.ai/refresh/pre-launch.
Yeah, that's a great way to get your 2023 rocking and rolling. As of this recording, we are literally 1 to 2 days stepping into December, which thank you very much, gentlemen, for asking how my birthday is going to be on December 10th. It's going to be old because I'm turning 44 this year. I cannot believe I'm going to be 44 years old. I feel like a grandpa in an 18-year-old's body. But I mean, this is what I'm talking about. Like this kind of information, this will make you feel like a teenager, no matter how old you are in the business, because it's going to give you the ability and the energy to go out there and talk to people who already like you, know you, trust you, love you, and want to do business with you. And all you have to do is reconnect with them, and it's right there. It's literally in front of you right now. If you don't take advantage of it, then I can't fucking help you. Okay, Brad's done it. Nick's done it. I'm doing it. Guys, go it doesn't cost you fucking anything.
I want to close on something.
Oh, okay? God damn it. I was in the middle of a rant. Okay.
I was going to say on that rant too.
Go through the rant. Let me finish the rant. Finish the rant.
Oh wait, I'm sorry, Nick. We lost him. Fuck.
Gosh.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh wait, hold on. Yes. And he's back. The satellite came back in. Okay, there he is. Nick's back.
Wow.
Is it my turn?
Nick, yes, you're back on, buddy.
I put my fat hand up so you guys would pause for a second.
I thought it was a sexy hand.
So the number one reason people come to me when they say I want to do marketing, and you uncover the fears of why they want to do marketing, 9 times out of 10, people will want to do online marketing to cold strangers or turn on a power dialer to call cold strangers because they don't want to upset the people that know them.
True.
They don't want to sound like a leech or somebody who is bothering, or network marketing, MLM. Like they've gotten so much rejection before, or have had a bad taste in their mouth from another person who has done nothing but harp on people who are not interested, but just because they're close to them, they do that. Take all of that out the window. So if your fear around marketing to your database and people that already know, like, and trust you is because you don't want to bother them, with Brad's data, you're segmenting that audience to people who would actually be receptive and wouldn't consider you bothering them because they're in the thought process of moving or something to do with real estate. So when you contact them, it is a totally different conversation.
Yeah.
So reframe your mind a little bit as to what this actually is and the power behind it. And it'll make it a lot easier for you to go, oh, I do need to call Brad today because I found out that he is interested in what I'm selling. I'm just so abused and used to people like, I don't care about real estate. I'm not in buying, selling mode. We've been so like whipped into that. Not many people care about real estate, but the people that come from Brad's list want to talk to you. It's a completely different
98% of people don't want to talk to you.
Right.
I mean, that's just a fact.
Right.
I mean, 6% a year.
So let's talk to the people that want to talk to you.
Yeah,
right.
Very simple.
That's it, man.
All right. So let's wrap this thing up right now. Brad, you've dropped nugget bombs like a motherfucking ninja, which I love. So where can people get a hold of you? You know, how do they get into your ecosystem, get more information about different products you have? I mean, where can people go?
Yeah, I mean, they can go to likely.ai/contact. I mean, that gets you into our system. We get in touch with you. If you want to know really more about the Refresh engine and kind of get on, there'll be a couple of emails you get about like ways to use it. And, we'll keep you on a short list of when we actually roll out new things to it and whatnot. You can go to likely.ai/refresh/early access. And again, guys, we're looking for those early adopters, those people that want to, implement something new for their business in the end of 2022, but really kick ass in 2023. Since I'm on Uncensored, I figure I can cuss a little bit.
Oh, motherfucker.
I feel very unprofessional, man. I'll be real honest with you. But you and I can have beers and we're sailors, but other times are other times. But yeah, go do that, guys. If you don't like going to forums and all that, you can just shoot us an email to moredeals@likely.ai and our team will talk with you.
All right, guys, go there and check it out right now. Do it as soon as you hear the end of my voice, because this is a limited time offer that Brad's going to be offering. And this is only going to be for active and ninjas who are going to go out there and actually put it into action. So go do it right now. Follow his instructions. Mr. Nick Sakis,
Yes, sir.
you are hashtag the handsomest man on earth. Where can people get a hold of you and learn more about you?
Check out nicksakis.com. That's my my own Linktree style page that I created, not a Linktree, but if you're thinking about moving to Tampa Bay, our team can help you relocate. We can save you money on your move. If you know somebody who's looking for a competitive advantage on Facebook ads, link is there, tryleadmax.com. And then also there's a link to my calendar there if you want to get in contact with me and let me help you utilize Brad's data to the fullest potential. I can do that as well, but it all starts at nicksakis.com.
But it is Try Lead Max with a double X on the end.
Because it's X-rated, like everything we do.
Ooh, I like this.
But not 3X, just 2X.
Just 2X. Just 2X. That's my goal weight, actually. I'm trying to get down to a 2X. Maybe that's where it came from.
Oh, subconscious right there. I like it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is our show for today. Thank you so much for watching and listening and hanging out with us. I have one question for each of my guests and my co-hosts right now. But before I get to them on the question, and the question is the color on the bow for the show. So both of you guys think about what color you want to put on the bow for the show. If you guys want to get a hold of me, let's talk about real estate. Let's talk about scripting. Let's talk about marketing. Let's talk about all kinds of cool stuff. Now, Nick is the marketer. When I say marketing, it just comes from what I have done personally. Then I refer out to experts like him, Gene, Jake, Brad, and other folks and that have been in our ecosystem. But EXPs are going to be one of our biggest pushes this coming year in 2023. If you guys really want to get into our inner circle, like really get deep on the folks that I hang out with, and I could open up my Rolodex. Anybody you guys want to have a contact with, you've ever heard on my show, I will personally do an introduction for you and do a conference call. Once you join our EXP team, come join, come hang out, come learn if this is something that's going to be a powerful move for you guys. Am I going to be recruiting you? 1,000%. I have a goal to meet, and I want you guys to be a part of my family. I want you to be part of my crew. I want you to be someone that you can call me up on a weekend and say, hey, Greg, I got a question about blah, 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 yakety schmack. You can do that when you join our EXP downline and our family. So with that, Nick Sakis.
Yes, sir.
What is your color on the bow on the show?
I got 2 colors.
Oh, motherfucker. I said 1.
I got red and green because we're coming up on to Christmas, but also if you don't sign up with Brad's data, you're probably going to be in the red next year when it comes to your
damn.
So sign up for Brad's data so you're in the green. It should have been black, but I'll go with green because of Christmas.
Okay, we'll go with that. So we're not going to be okay. Brad, what's your color for the bow on the show? And if you wanted to do two colors,
red and green, I'm gonna do the same one. Make it easy.
Double. We got a candy cane.
There you go. That way you don't have to do too many colors. You don't get frustrated. And I wanted to say that if you're listening to this or you're part of a team like Greg's or you're running a brokerage, our tech stack's designed for enterprise integrations as well. I mean, it's perfect to serve individual agents and teams. But if you do have either a tech solution or a brokerage, and you're saying, man, I'd love to plug that directly in for everyone in our business, reach out to us. It's designed to handle that from security and scalability as well.
Okay, so guys, go to likely.ai, schedule an appointment with Brad ASAP right now. Go to nicksakis.com, get an appointment with Nick ASAP. Guys, we're coming up on the end of the year of 2022. This has been a dumpster fire shitstorm of a year in all different realms. We're looking forward to greener pastures in 2023. We want to bring you guys along with us on everything that we do. If you guys have a good guest or anything that you think that we should have on this show, please text me on my Instagram or Facebook. So Instagram is Greg McDaniel, REU for Real Estate Uncensored, and then Facebook at Greg McDaniel. And you guys can message me there if you want to get real personal up in all my shit. You can text me directly on my phone number, area code 925-915-1978.
Can I change my colors? Can I change my colors?
Uh-oh.
Red, white, and blue, because the U.S. soccer team won to the 16, man, and I'm rooting for those guys to keep going. So nice. I love that the national team's in World Cup, dude. We made it through the group phase, think it starts Saturday is the round of 16. So go guys, man, go get them out there.
All right, go USA on the soccer. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, that is our show today. Thank you so much for watching the Marketing Roundtable. We had Brad McDaniel with Likely.ai. We had Nick Sakis with nicksakis.com. These are amazing human beings. Now, Nick has put a red and a green bow on his side of the bow tie. Brad has decided to put a red, white, and a blue. Go soccer fans. Guys, we love you to pieces. We can't do this show without you. Until next time, we love you. Peace out, ninjas. We gone.